Welcome back to another video. Today I'm taking you behind the scenes at two stunning waterfalls located inside Goldstream Provincial Park here on Vancouver Island in beautiful British Columbia, Canada. In this video, we're looking behind the scenes at some of my favorite images from these two locations, exploring how the changing seasons can have a dramatic impact on your landscape photography. Subtle changes in foliage, weather, water flow, and light can completely transform the scene, shifting mood, energy, and the overall feeling of an image. We begin our journey in the Goldstream Campground, a place that's almost literally in my backyard in Langford. This area of the park is known for its towering old-growth trees, winding streams, and easy access to waterfalls and forest trails. It's the kind of place where you can camp beneath massive Douglas firs, fall asleep to the sound of rushing water, and wake up surrounded by moss, fog, and filtered light. The park itself is carved out by a network of rivers, creeks, and waterfalls that wind their way through lush old-growth corridors. In the summer months, Goldstream is often filled with people, hikers, swimmers, and families enjoying the warm weather, the swimming holes, and the shaded forest trails. But in the autumn and winter months, the park transforms. The foliage explodes with color. Rivers fill with spawning salmon, making their way upstream. Bald eagles gather overhead, and black bears roam the riverbanks, taking part in one of nature's greatest seasonal events. The entire park feels alive in a completely different way. One of the most striking features of the Goldstream Campground is this beautiful waterfall tucked away near the back of the park. Nestled deep within an old-growth grove, a powerful waterfall pours into a glowing emerald pool below. In the summer months, it becomes a perfect swimming hole. In the fall, you can watch the salmon attempting the great leap up the falls, jumping again and again in an incredible display of perseverance. This location is a perfect example of how a scene can feel completely different depending on the time of year. Here in the spring, we can see there's not much happening foliage-wise, so we can rely on other elements to build the composition. We can focus on shapes, textures, and the flow of the water, sometimes even adding a human element to give the scene scale and context. Next in this summer scene, the greens absolutely explode. Moss, foliage, and rock walls blend together, creating a lush layered look. Even small leaves popping in the background can add depth and interest. Autumn is without question my favorite time to photograph this area. The colors are pure magic. Warm yellows, oranges, and reds mixed with deep greens. Overhanging branches add color overhead, while moss-covered logs and branches create natural framing throughout the scene. Winter on Vancouver Island is rare and fleeting, sometimes only a few days out of the year, which makes images like these extra special to me. Winter scenes can be challenging to shoot, but when they work, they offer something completely unique. The scene becomes quieter, simpler, almost monochromatic, and that simplicity can be very powerful in a landscape image. Next, we leave the campground and head to another section of the park. Much like the campground, the area is filled with winding streams, towering trees, dense moss, and powerful waterfalls. The whole place feels alive, constantly moving, changing, and breathing. One of the most remarkable things about Goldstream Provincial Park is how accessible it is. Located directly off the Malahat Highway on the way into Victoria, it's very easy to get to. Yet once you're inside, it feels completely immersive. This waterfall is known as Niagara Falls. The surrounding canyon is truly massive, with steep rock walls rising high above the river, completely covered in thick green moss and ancient ferns. The scale of the area is really hard to convey in a single image. Using very similar compositions at this location, we can clearly see how the changing seasons dramatically affect the final photograph. In the spring, the fresh budding greens carry slightly warmer tones to the darker moss behind them. That subtle color contrast helps create depth in an otherwise flat scene. In the summer, the greens are at their peak. The canopy fills in, creating a dense, lush atmosphere. One challenge of shooting this waterfall in summer is the water flow. Long, dry stretches often reduce the falls to a trickle. Timing visits after a heavy rainfall can make all the difference when photographing this location. In autumn, the fall colors are on full display. Warm yellows, oranges, and reds fill the canopy above, adding richness and warmth to the scene. Another perfect example of how changing seasons can completely alter the look and feel of an image. Finally, we have winter, the rare and fleeting season on Vancouver Island. Winter strips the scene back, almost giving it a black and white feel. Winter photography tends to simplify chaotic landscapes like this, and that simplicity can be incredibly useful with complex environments. Alright, so I hope you all enjoyed this glimpse into the changing seasons of the Goldstream waterfalls. Here are a few more images of me exploring this incredible area, using the massive canyon walls to create perspective and give a sense of scale to this powerful landscape. Thank you all again for spending your time here and watching this video. If you ever find yourself on Vancouver Island, I would highly recommend you adding Goldstream Provincial Park to your list of must-see places. Until next time, peace and love, baby.